of Georgia, and from a team of scientists who have really led the way in talking about those underwater plumes of oil. And basically what they say is there's no way that the majority of the oil that's spilled into the Gulf could simply disappear. And if you look at the government's report that was put out 2 weeks ago, the only thing the government is really sure about is that 25% of the oil was collected, skimmed, or burned. That's what they know for sure. The rest of the report is a guesstimate. And what the University of Georgia is saying here is like, wait, stop. This crisis is not over. There is still oil in the environment that can do a lot of damage. I think if we go back to that day, Chuck, it was interesting because the story was leaked to the New York Times with the banner headlines that most of the oil is gone. And then as reporters started asking questions, you could see Robert Gibbs and Jane Lubchenco, who is the head of NOAA, start to back away from that because it just doesn't make sense. I mean, you have the largest environmental disaster in this country, and you're telling us most of the oil is gone in 3 months. It doesn't happen that way. I mean, we know from the Valdez that 21 years later, oil is still there. It just doesn't make sense. And what's interesting about this report is the University of Georgia essentially used the same numbers that the government did to determine its quote-unquote oil budget. But ever since the government came out with that report, they've gotten tremendous pushback from the scientific community who just said it doesn't make sense.